So he is, according to what was said, Shu ayb, son of Mikil, son of Yashjar, son of Madyan, son of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. And it was said that he is the grandson of Prophet Lut alayhi salatu wassalam, being the son of the daughter of Lut alayhi salatu wassalam. And the people of Madyan, they were Arabs. They lived in the lands of Al-Hijaz. Al-Hijaz is the area of Mecca and Medina and what is around there. So they lived in that region of the Arabian Peninsula. You know, the Arabian Peninsula has regions. So Al-Hijaz is one of those regions of the peninsula, and they were from that region. And their town is called Madyan. It was just on the edges of Asham. So Asham is not part of the Arabian Peninsula. Asham, as we said, that's Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, and a portion of Turkey. I found an English word, the Levant. The Levant, Levant. What I found defines that region like what I said to you, those particular countries, which in the past they weren't broken into those countries like that. So that area, that region, that's not originally Arab lands. The Arabs are from the Arabian Peninsula. And the lands of Asham, that's outside of the Arab lands. So they were just, is the right word, on the cusp of Asham from the Arabian Peninsula, close to the lands of Asham, and close to where the people of Lut were, alayhi salatu wassalam. And the people of this town, they used to be upon the religion of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, which is the religion of all prophets. However, they didn't last long before they changed their religion and then worshipped other than Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. They were enticed by the worldly pleasures and the fleeting, temporary desires. May Allah protect us. Amen. These people, they lived on the main route of trade. Their town was a town that was for trade in a very advantageous spot because it was the route of trade between Al-Yemen and Asham, Al-Yemen in the south and Asham in the north, and between Iraq and Egypt, Iraq in the east and Egypt in the west. So they were actually very wealthy people. And unfortunately, the love of money dominated their hearts and blinded them. And they used to worship, as it was said, the Woodlands. And they are called Ashabul Aikah, the people of the woodlands. It is what it sounds like. The woods, the place that has lots of trees. Wal-iyadhu billah. They had in their area trees that wrapped around each other. And on top of their blasphemy, they used to cheat in their dealings. When they would take more than what they pay for. And when they would give less than what was paid for. And they would consume the haram money and the haram sustenance. And not only were they mushriks and cheaters in their dealings, but they were also highway robbers. So they would stick up the people who would pass by. They would ambush the caravans and threaten the people and frighten them, and they spread corruption in the land. So in the midst of this corrupt society, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala dispatched to those people a man from amongst themselves. And he was Allah's messenger, Shu ayb alayhi salatu wassalam. And so he called them to Islam and to the worship of Allah alone. And he forbade them from the corruption and from the bad deeds. He commanded them to be just and fair in their dealings, and not to cheat the people out of their rights, and not to rob the people on the road, and not to take people's money in an invalid way. Allah Ta'ala told us in Surah Hud, ayahs 84 and 85. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره ولا تنقصوا المكيال والميزان إني أراكم بخير وإني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم محيط ويا قوم أوفوا المكيال والميزان بالقسط ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين. It means that to the town of Madyan, Allah Ta'ala sent their fellow townsman Shu ayb. He said, my people, worship Allah. You have no God besides Him. And do not cheat when measuring by volume. And do not cheat when measuring by weight. He told them, I fear for you the torture of an encompassing day. My people, fulfill the measures, the weights, and the volumes with justice and fairness. And do not cheat the people out of their things. And do not go throughout the earth spreading corruption. But they did not believe in Prophet Shu ayb alayhi salatu wasalam, except a few. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala expanded their provisions for them, gave them ease in living as a test from Him. Despite that, they were blaspheming and that they were not thanking Him. And their Prophet Shu ayb alayhi salatu wasalam, he reminded them about the endowments that Allah Ta'ala gave them, so that they would accept His call and worship Allah alone and not cheat the people, and so that they would refrain from the corruption that they were doing. Allah Ta'ala told us that He said to them, وَلَا تَقْعُدُوا بِكُلِّ صِرَاطٍ تُوعِدُونَ وَتَصُدُّونَ عَن سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِهِ وَتَبْغُونَهَا عِوَجًا واذكروا إذ كنتم قليلا فكثركم وانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المفسدين. That's Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 86. Prophet Shu ayb alayhi salatu wasalam, he reminded them about the endowment of Allah on them. He said to them, do not sit at the road waiting for the people to pass by so that you would threaten them. And you block people from the religion of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. You deter the people from believing. And he told them, remember when you were few and then Allah made you multiply. And think about the fate of those people who make corruption in the land. So he reminded them of the endowments that Allah gave them and how Allah multiplied them, and he warned them from the torture of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And their response to him, alayhi salatu wassalam, after all of his tries and his advices, they just made fun of him and they belittled him. And they did not respond to his call. And they were arrogant with him. And they were sarcastic with him. They said to him, as we are told in Surah Hud, Ayah 87, أَصَلَاتُكَ تَأْمُرُكَ أَن نَتْرُكَ مَا يَعْبُدُ آبَاؤُنَا أَوْ أَن نَفْعَلَ فِي أَمْوَالِنَا مَا نَشَاءُ إِنَّكَ لَأَنْتَ الْحَلِيمُ الرَّشِيدُ. They said to him, this prayer that you perform, is that what orders you to forbid us from worshiping what our fathers worshipped? Or from our doing with our money what we want? Surely you are the wise and noble and guided, mature one. So that was their being sarcastic with him and making fun of him, alayhi salatu wassalam. He said to them, قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا. He said, oh my people, what if I am actually coming with the revelation from my Lord? Consider that. Think about it. Objectively, perhaps I am. So think about that. وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ أُخَالِفَكُمْ إِلَى مَا أَنْهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ إِنْ أُرِيدُ إِلَّا الْإِصْلَاحَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُ. He talked to them gently and diplomatically. He told them, I just want the betterment of everything. As much as I can help to fix things, that's what I want. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ تَوَكَّلْتُ وَإِلَيْهِ أُنِيبُ. And he said that my ability to do the good deeds is from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Upon him I rely and to him I resort. And he told them, وَيَا قَوْمِ لَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شِقَاقِي أَن يُصِيبَكُم مِّثْلُ مَا أَصَابَ قَوْمَ نُوحٍ أَوْ قَوْمَ هُودٍ أَوْ قَوْمَ صَالِحٍ. He told them, O my people, do not let your disdain for me and your hatred for me and my religion and what I have come with prevent you from accepting the truth and keep you misguided. Don't let that be the reason for you to be inflicted with similar to what happened to the people of Noah or the people of Hud or the people of Salih. And then he said, وَمَا قَوْمُ لُوطٍ مِّنكُمْ بِبَعِيدٍ. And the people of Lot, they didn't live too long ago. You didn't come a very long time after them. Take a lesson from them. But despite his attempts, his numerous attempts, and his different styles, sometimes he would try to make them afraid of the torture. Sometimes he would try to make them desirous of the reward. And despite the effort that he put, alayhi salatu wassalam, they refused to abandon the bad things that they were doing. They acted as if they couldn't understand what he was saying to them. They said, قالوا يا شعيب ما نفقه كثيرا مما تقول وإنا لنراك فينا ضعيفا ولولا رهتك لرجمناك وما أنت علينا بعزيز. They said, Shu'ayb, we don't understand a lot of what you are saying. And we see that among us you are weak. And had it not been for your family And had it not been for your tribe, we would have stoned you already. And you are nothing to us. So it wasn't enough for them to just be arrogant, but they went as far as to tell him that we would have killed you already. It's only the fact that you have a family and you have a tribe that would have stood up for you, or else we would have killed you. And so Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He sent upon those people the punishment after Prophet Shu ayb alayhi salatu wassalam made dua and asked his Lord to help him and support him. And he tortured those people with an assortment of tortures. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He made heat come to these people. And He stopped the wind so that they had no relief from any breeze. They suffered so severely from that heat that they couldn't stand to be in their houses. So they went out. And they couldn't stand to be out, so they went back in. So they went out to the outskirts, hoping for some relief and not finding any. So then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made a cloud come. And this cloud had a shadow, cast a shadow. So they went under that cloud, into the shadow, into the shade of that cloud. They found it cool and relieving, so they started calling each other. So they started coming and they gathered under this cloud. And once they were all there, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made the ground shake beneath their feet. And He made fire come down from that cloud on those people. And the angel came to them and he screamed at them and they died. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala says, in Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 91, فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الرَّجْفَةُ فَأَصْبَحُوا فِي دَارِهِمْ جَاثِمِينَ. It means the quake took them, and they became in their lands corpses. And He told us in Surah Al-Shu'ara, ayah 189, فَأَخَذَهُمْ عَذَابُ يَوْمِ الظُّلَّةِ. They were taken by the torture of the day of the shade. The day of the shade, which is the day when they went under the shade of the cloud. إِنَّهُ كَانَ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ. Surely that was the torture of a great day. And like that, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala destroyed the people of Prophet Shu ayb, Ashabul Aikah, the people of the Woodlands. They're also called Ashabul Aikah. If your ear is not tuned to the Arabic, that might have sounded exactly the same. Ashabul Aikah or Ashabu Laikah. Ashabul Aikah. Ashabul Aikah or Ashabul Aikah. You can say it either way. Mecca, Becca. Two different names for the same town. And Prophet Shu ayb alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah saved him and saved the believers who were with him. Allah told us, فَتَوَلَّى عَنْهُمْ وَقَالَ يَا قَوْمِ لَقَدْ أَبْلَغْتُكُمْ رِسَالَاتِ رَبِّي وَنَصَحْتُ لَكُمْ فَكَيْفَ آسَى عَلَى قَوْمٍ كَافِرِينَ. Prophet Shu ayb, he turned away from them and he said to them, my people, I have conveyed to you the messages of my Lord, and I advised you. So how would I then feel bad for a disbelieving people after that?